Hello, everyone, and welcome to my Anime 2022 Wrapped. So I'm kind of doing this inspired by Spotify Wrapped, but this is me talking about all of the anime that I watched in 2022. So I'm recording this at the end of 2024. So this is 2 years old. So um, I was just documenting my anime viewing journey throughout the year of 2022. I watched 39 anime in 2022. I'm including movies as well as shows that I didn't finish in this number. I read 16 manga. I'm not including ongoing manga in that number, just manga that I have finished. Doing the math, assuming that each episode of anime is 22 minutes, I watched 21,411 minutes, which is 356.85 hours, which is also 14.87 days. Honestly, that was not as bad as I was expecting. I could probably do better than that. For manga, that means I read 1,914 chapters in total. Again, not bad. I feel I could do better. So, just going based on length, the longest anime that I watched in 2022 was Bleach, coming in at 7,062 minutes. Number 2 is Inuyasha, 3 Naruto, 4 Attack on Titan, and 5 Full Metal Alchemist. And then if we look at the manga, the longest manga that I read is My Hero Academia. That chapter count is obviously not accurate as of today. I have since read all of the My Hero manga, but at the time, this was how many chapters were released. So I read the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure manga, which is 305 chapters. Again, I know that this isn't quite the same as like my metric isn't foolproof here because the JoJo's chapters are considerably longer than the My Hero chapters. But then I was going to get into page count, and that was a little confusing, so I just kind of went based on chapters. JoJo's is probably longer, but whatever. Then I read Dr. Stone, One Punch Man, and Blue Lock. And again, this is just the amount of chapters that were out at the end of 2022. Okay, so my top genres were number 1 was Big Sword Boys, number 2 is BL, 3 is Dread, 4 is Be a Good Person, that is all, 5 is Girls. Okay, so the first show that I watched in 2022, so I don't put dates. I have since started to put dates on what I watch when I record things of what I'm watching. But at the time, I didn't. So I was going off of memory, and I was pretty sure that Full Metal Alchemist was the first show that I started in 2022. I'm right. I know that I'm right. Just kind of allowing for a little gray area there. And that was a real banger to start the year off with. It's a true classic that lives up to the hype. I'd like to note that in the year 2024, I am rewatching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and I like it so much more this time around. I liked it a lot when I watched it the first time, but I liked it a normal amount. And this time it's giving me like brain worms, like it's rotting away in my brain. Like Ed is my biological son. Like I birthed him myself. I am really, really in love with Full Metal Alchemist this time around. I loved it the first time, but the second time it's just clicking. Okay. And then I ended the year on Bungo Stray Dogs. I wasn't quite caught up yet. I was almost finished with it, which is why I counted it. The Bungo Stray Dogs is obviously not as good as Full Metal Alchemist. I think we can all agree on that. But it does scratch the itch in my brain. It opens me up to a lot of fan fiction to read, and isn't that why we're all here? I mean, look at that official art. Like, come on. Bungo Stray Dogs is really fun. I've really liked the new seasons that have come out afterwards. I really hope that I know it's going to be a while before we get any more of the anime because we got to get the manga to catch up, but I've been having fun with it. So I don't record dates, but I was definitely reading this. I'm pretty sure that this is the first one that I read. But Yeah, I don't love Blue Lock. I'll go into it later, but maybe not the best note to start the year on. Um, and I ended the year on the fucking Sasuke spin-off manga. Um, Although I will say that I am genuinely enjoying this manga, which color me fucking shocked, especially considering that the only thing that I liked about Naruto was his and Sasuke's gay relationship. But it turns out that if Kishimoto isn't writing Naruto, there's actually some more to enjoy. The plot is pretty fun, and I was actually enjoying Sakura. Luckily, Sakura still doesn't give a fuck. Sasuke still doesn't give a fuck about her, and is putting himself in this wildly dangerous situation to save Naruto from a mystery illness. I'd again like to point out, I know I'm making a lot of addendums with 2 years in the future knowledge, but I I quickly lost interest in the Sasuke spin-off manga. If you kind of know what happens in that, then I think you can be in agreement with me on that. Once I kind of started introducing dinosaurs, I got less interested. I got kind of bored. I really didn't read that much of it before I stopped. So, my favorite movie of 2022, or my favorite anime movie of 2022, which, I mean, could it be anything other than Tenchi Forever? I adore this movie. One thing that will always fuck me up is the way that the show, Tenchi Forever, has a lighter tone and is aimed at kids, and then it ends something bizarre, adult, and fucked up and introspective, kind of like Samurai Jack and Adventure Time. Tenchi Universe itself is a really good show. It's really cute and fun about a guy named Tenchi Masaki and his friends as they vacation on Earth, and then spend the second half of the show throughout space, where they become intergalactic criminals and attempt to get Ayaka's throne back from her uncle, who overthrew her in her absence. Then this movie, which is the second movie that takes place after the events of the show, comes in and just gets weird with it. Tenchi disappears for 6 months. Ryoko and Ayaka move to Tokyo to try to find him. It's depressing. Ryoko and Ayaka lean on each other as they navigate being broke, lost, and just sad. They also have to reflect on if their teasing romantic flirting with Tenchi was actually good-hearted. Tenchi, meanwhile, is trapped in this bubble reality where he has a girlfriend and he has such an adult relationship with her. Him having to grasp at the fact that he loves her but cannot be with her is really wonderful. Tenchi has sex in this movie, and it is really lovingly animated. Talk about a tone shift. And throughout this movie, Tenchi, honest to God, grows up. He finds that he loves art, which is a connection to his dad and his time spent with Haruna, who, even when she releases him from this bubble reality and makes him forget her, he still has love for her in a corner of his heart. It's weird, adult, and beautifully introspective. I don't really want to spoil anything else about this movie for you guys, just in case, in some universe anybody wants to watch it. Highly recommend. 2024 input. I still am obsessed with this movie. It's so good. I have watched it again since. I love it so much. It's so weird. I love it. I just love it. Okay, my favorite anime YouTube video. This is just an excuse for me to talk about Hazel and her videos, which have truly reset my brain. This is my anime wrapped, and I'm talking about all facets of how I consumed anime this year, and it feels incomplete if I don't talk about Hazel. But yeah, this YouTube video is one of my favorite YouTube videos, like, ever. I've watched it in its entirety like 5 times. I'm watching it as I currently write this. Truly nothing has done more for my self-worth, acceptance, and understanding than her videos and Mob Psycho 100. This video in particular is just so good, deeply, deeply interesting, and has helped me understand so much more about fan culture in general, which is something I obviously engage a ton with. I haven't even watched this show. Maybe I will one day out of morbid curiosity. I rewatch all of her videos constantly, and they never get old for me, and especially about the content I'm interested in, because she talks about anime and video games. 2024 Sophia note. I still love Hazel. I love all of her videos. I love her music. If anybody wants to watch just really, really smart videos about anime culture, video games, old 2000s fan sites, old 2000s fan culture, check her out. Like, seriously, she's so smart. I love her. Okay, so the worst manga that I read in 2022 was Blue Lock. Genuinely, I have come full cycle with this manga. I didn't really enjoy it in the beginning, and I felt like it had potential. There was one match that I really enjoyed. I gaslighted myself into thinking it was good, caught up, and then when I was faced with having to read a new chapter every week, I realized that I actually don't like this manga very much. I love a good sports manga, obviously. I'm obsessed with Haikyuu, and I was initially intrigued by Blue Lock being the opposite of Haikyuu. I thought that having a sports manga focused on selfishness versus selflessness, which isn't which is extremely reductive of what Haikyuu's core is, but for the sake of argument, just go with it. It was an interesting idea, and I wasn't going to dismiss it outright. However, after reading over 150 chapters, I have realized that this manga is just mean. I thought it could be like Survivor, where there are alliances and manipulation and stuff like that, but no one's particularly smart here. I don't root for any of the characters, they're all just mean. Also, having selfishness at the core of soccer is just something that could never work in real life. I really try to like this, but I just don't enjoy it. Also, 2024 note, selfishness at the core of soccer. We now know that that doesn't work because Messi in Miami was just kicked out of the MLS playoffs way too early because Messi is he's by far the best player on that team. And he couldn't carry, he's one of the best players in the world. And he couldn't carry the whole team through the MLS playoffs. So that again proves that Blue Lock's theory couldn't work in real life. And I know it's manga, and I know that's not the point. It's not supposed to be realistic. Obviously, they start getting fucking superpowers later on in this manga, but it just bugged me. I'm sorry, it just bugged me. Okay, so the worst show that I watched of 2022 is Naruto. So are you surprised? I know, shocking. If you know me at all, you know I hate Naruto. Naruto was genuinely the bane of my existence. Over 100 episodes, and the only part I enjoyed was the gayness between Naruto and Sasuke. It is literally the only reason that I kept watching, and I kept putting off Shippuden. There's only so much that gay energy can do for me. Maybe in 2023 I would watch Shippuden. Spoiler alert, I didn't. But I really did not like the show. I hate all the female characters. I find their depictions to be far more offensive than every single big boobied sword lady in any other anime, mostly because they are shells of a human being, just husks. Naruto himself is not a character that I enjoy. When he's not pining for Sasuke, I just don't like him. None of the arcs that don't center around Naruto and Sasuke pining for each other were just really boring. Orochimaru is the most limp dick, boring, pussy, nothing ass villain. Every arc went on forever. There was a cool fight every once in a while, but that just couldn't save the show from being just so painful to get through. Again, I'd like to note that I think if I watched this show as an 8-year-old, I would love it. But watching it as a 22-year-old, I was just too old to really enjoy it. Yeah. So top 3 manga. So my number 3 manga of the year was One Punch Man. I swear to God, this isn't Blizzard bias, but I did really enjoy the manga. There's a large chunk in the middle that reminded me a lot of the Chimera Ant arc, which I don't like. But I actually did end up enjoying the One Punch Man's kind of take on it. A lot of the fighting between characters that I previously didn't know or care about, but after all of the fighting, a lot of the heroes really did reassess who they are, what role they play in society, and what drives them to be heroes. The growth of characters that I didn't care about that they went through was actually really interesting to see. And then when Saitama shows up, obviously it was very interesting. I love where the manga is going as well, with stuff about Metal Knight and God being teased. That makes the scale really big. I thought that after Saitama's big climactic fight with Garo, that they couldn't up the stakes anymore, but they absolutely are cooking. I internally have faith in One for writing the fuck out of characters, and he really came through here. 2024 note, yeah, I still like One Punch Man. I still like where it's going. Number 2, the fact that I ranked this as number 2 shows how good number 1 is, but Chainsaw Man is incredible. You all know that. I'm preaching to the choir here. Everybody knows Chainsaw Man's really good. Chainsaw Man truly is such a wonderful story of love, found family, trauma, and how to move forward. I adore Denji, Power, and Aki and the bond that they form throughout the course of the story. Makima is truly a fantastic villain who is genuinely really menacing. Everything about it is so well crafted. It makes me notice the page layout really well, which is something that I have never cared about before. But the layout really is super cinematic, which is just very cool. I'm loving part 2 as well. Everything with Asa and Denji is so intriguing. I honestly cannot wait for Chainsaw Man Tuesdays. I totally have brain worms, and I'm excited to cultivate the worms more into 2023. 2024 Sophia Note, yeah, Chainsaw Man continues to be really, really good. I really like part two. I feel like every new chapter, like it keeps getting better. So I really like it. I really like it. And number one, could it be anything else but Steel Ball Run? Steel Ball Run really reset my DNA. I have Johnny and Gyro in my bones. Truly, there's nothing like Steel Ball Run to me. Everything about it just feels so genuine. A lot of JoJo's is about spectacle, big muscle, big fights, and over the top fun. Steel Ball Run is just so much more grounded, telling a much more intimate story that is so much more personal than the rest of JoJo's. Even though the scale feels large, as they travel across the US, it never feels like the focus shifts to anything other than the core of it being the relationship between Johnny and Gyro. This is so different from the rest of JoJo's. Maybe because the backdrop of the US is something that is obviously known to me versus Egypt or Morio or any other location in JoJo's, but it just feels so much more personal. Steel Ball Run feels so focused and beautiful. Every aspect affected me. I felt all the emotions and plot beats in my soul. The ending made me weep. I cannot sing its praises enough. So top 3 anime that I watched in 2022. Number 3 is Fruits Basket. Fucking Fruits Basket, man. Such a beautiful, beautiful story. It's not perfect, but I adored it, flaws and all. I absolutely love the story of growth that exists between every character, where they become better people because of the love that they find in others as well as through themselves. I am a sucker for those kinds of stories, which is like Steel Ball Run. I adore Kyo and Toru's relationship. Truly, Fruits Basket has some god tier side couples too. But if Kyo and Toru weren't as good as they are, then the show wouldn't be as good. Yuki really has a phenomenal character arc as well, even if his romantic arc isn't the center of the show. I also really love Hatsuharu and Rin. They get really adorable, and they get an honorable mention. The way the characters bond and grow throughout the course of the show, how they recognize abuse and learn to overcome it and find self-worth was awesome. Truly one of the best shoujo I've ever seen. Number 2 is Mob Psycho 100. I adore this show deeply. I genuinely feel like it has made me reevaluate myself and has shown me to be kinder to myself, which is very important. Mob is a character that I just love so much. He is so kind, complex, and just good. And Reigen, I mean, come on, man, that's my guy. The bond that Reigen and Mob share is the core of the show, and it's just phenomenal. The character growth that exists between them, as well as the rest of the cast, most notably Ritsu, Teru, and Sho, is incredible. Shows that at their core are about kindness and love will always get to me, especially when they are done in a genuine way. The last episode made me cry. I love, love, love the show. And number 1, could it really be anything else but Haikyuu? I mean, while I did not watch this show for the first time in 2022, I did watch season 4 in 2022. I'm a dub watcher, so I had to wait for the dub to come out. I know the sub came out a year earlier, but I had to wait for the dub. And I loved season 4. I cannot put into words how much I love Haikyuu and how much it has affected me. I mean, I have a tattoo of it, for fuck's sake. You guys know I'm not fucking around. Every single character and the way that they grow and change throughout the show is just so personal for me. The way the characters interact and talk to each other is so natural and amazing. Hina to Shoyo will always mean the absolute world to me. No piece of media has made me cry as much as Haikyuu has. The way that the show shows passion, love, growth, and self-worth truly is unique and just means so, so much to me. I love it so much. I've spent countless hours gushing to all of my friends about it, but now that I am given the space to actually articulate my thoughts coherently, I'm unable to demonstrate the magnitude of the love that I have for the show. It is my favorite thing, period, ever, period, in the entire universe. What a way to spend 2022. I hope I continue to adore the show with every fiber of my being for the rest of my life. Spoiler for 2024. Yeah, I still am obsessed with the show. I love it very, very, very much. Yeah, the love has not gone away. Okay, so thank you so much for listening. This was just an excuse for me to bash Naruto and praise Haikyuu. Thank you.